Convicted murderer and rapist Thabo Bester is expected to join proceedings today, but it's going to be virtually. This as all 8 co-accused in this court case appearing at the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court today. Let's head over to our reporters, Slindelo, Masikane and Pule Letshwiti-Jones joining us. Good morning to both of you. Slee, I think let's start things off with you this morning. And it is now the first time where everyone is going to be appearing. Give us a sense then of what the expectation is. The entire country, Slee, no doubt wanting to hear what exactly Thabo Bester, what his case is going to be as well.
Certainly, so a big day in the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court where we will have all 8 accused appearing in the dock for the first time. Unfortunately, for those on social media who were anticipating seeing the reunion of Dr. Nandipa and Thabo Bester in the dock, that's not going to happen because, like you said, Bester will be appearing virtually from the Kgosi Mampuru Correctional Center in Pretoria. That comes after the application from the Department of Correctional Services that requested that Bester appear virtually for this particular appearance, and that is because in this main matter where all 8 accused will be in the dock, we are expecting quite brief proceedings. We are in fact expecting a postponement possibly for further investigations, and so DCS felt that it was simply just not worth the security and safety risk of transporting Bester from Pretoria to Bloemfontein for what we are expecting to be no longer than about 15 minutes of court proceedings in the main matter. But subsequently to that, we will of course be seeing the bail applications for 5 co-accused continuing. They began their bail applications last week. They submitted affidavits where they detailed their personal circumstances around why they should be granted bail. What's also going to be interesting, Gareth, is to see Dr. Nandipa's father, Zolile, who of course we know has been granted 10,000 Rand bail. He will be walking through the gates of the Bloemfontein Magistrate's Court as opposed to coming up from the holding cells of the courthouse. So I know our colleague Pule Letshwiti-Jones will be on the lookout for the arrival of not only Dr. Nandipa and the co-accused, but of course Zolile Sekeleni. In those bail applications that will continue, Gareth, after the main matter is postponed, we will be seeing of course some more details around the opposition of the bail applications from the state. But we are expecting that the defense will be cross-examining the state witness, which is the investigating officer. And what was interesting in his testimony by the investigating officer last week was the details around each of the roles that the accused is alleged to have played in the escape of Bester. In particular, more details around accused number 1 as well as accused number 3 as well as accused number 6, 7 and 8. Now, interestingly enough, we heard around accused number 1's role, Senuhe Matswara, who seems to have been very crucial, not only in organizing the others who participated, but was the one who was facilitating payments, but also seemingly living quite a lavish lifestyle after the escape of Thabo Bester, which was quite scrutinized on social media. One of the aspects coming out was the purchase of a new vehicle, a VW T-Roc. We managed to actually trace down Matswara's address where he lives with his partner, and we actually did manage to capture this particular vehicle that has also come out in court as evidence. Let's take a look. So we're outside the home of accused number 1, that is Senuhe Matswara, who is alleged to have played a crucial role in Thabo Bester's escape from the Mangaung Correctional Center. Now, we have tried to speak to his partner, who of course we've seen on social media, where many have commented on the lifestyle in which Matswara and his partner were living following what we saw in terms of the escape. I'm going to ask my my colleague Joe Komane to walk with me towards the home. One of the aspects that has actually come out of court is the issue around this VW T-Roc vehicle, which we understand was purchased by Matswara. The state does seem to believe that this particular vehicle may have been purchased with the funds that were received by Matswara as payment for facilitating the escape of Thabo Bester from prison. Now, in terms of the evidence that we've heard so far in court, the investigating officer has referenced this particular vehicle, saying that Matswara had actually registered the vehicle with the address of his sister, and also stating that it was being financed by the bank. Now, of course, we are expecting, with court proceedings continuing, that we will be hearing more of what the state is alleging against Matswara and his co-accused, and whether or not this particular vehicle will once more be in the spotlight, as well, of course, as the lifestyle of Matswara and his partner. Slindelo, Masikane, Bloemfontein in the Free State.
All right, so Slee, we're going to come back to you a little bit later in the morning. Also with us, Pule Letshwiti-Jones, as Slindelo says. Pule, good morning to you. You're on accused watch, keeping a close eye on what's happening this morning. So with so many people arriving, I imagine we're going to see even more security than what we've seen, even though it's going to be, as Slee says, Pule, a brief appearance. Still 100% security in place, I'm sure.
Definitely, Gareth. We've seen Action SA having come here supporting the family of the late Katlego Bereng, whose body was used to aid serial rapist Thabo Bester during his escape. They've been supporting the family coming to court. We're also expecting other political organizations to camp outside the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court this morning. We're also expecting supporters from the Bloemfontein Celtic Club supporting the family of the late Katlego Bereng. And also what we've noticed that there's even more tighter security measures outside this court today. We don't understand, particularly because we now know that Thabo Bester will be making his appearance virtually. We've never seen this kind of security outside for some time right now. But let's find out more. Let's chat to Action SA this morning, who actually were the first to arrive here. And I'm speaking to the provincial chairperson, Ms. Patricia Kopane. Thank you very much for chatting to us this morning. Now, there is tight security outside, but one would ask, what do you make of the fact that Mr. Bester will be appearing virtually during these court proceedings?
Good morning, and thank you so much to the viewers at home. As Action SA, the most important thing to attend this court case, we do want to fix our dysfunctional justice system, and we want to get to the bottom who killed Katlego Bereng. It is very much unfortunate that the court, they've taken the decision that Thabo Bester, who is the main man that we want to be appearing in this court, to come and account, that is being given opportunity to appear virtually. For me to appear virtually, it is obvious that he's being treated with the golden gloves. Why is he not appearing in court? That is the main man that everybody, the South African people, they want to see him being here. Everyone wanted to see Thabo Bester in court to come and account what exactly transpired. But the visual really is something that is not fair to South African people.
And what do you make of some of the testimonies we heard in court last week regarding the death of Katlego Bereng, how his body was just used as a decoy, and no one actually took into conscious how he was killed, and how he was treated, how his body was just found in the taxi rank as well before being taken to hospital.
My brother, having attended this court case, monitoring the situation in the court process, it is very disturbing. It's draining me emotionally. It's draining South African people. And being in court, it was worse to hear from the prosecutor, even the investigation officer who is investigating this matter, because it is obvious everything what the accused they were doing, it was just in the name of money. It was inhuman what they did. Nobody deserved to be treated or to be killed the way Katlego was killed. So it is obvious that our justice system it is dysfunctional. And definitely it's one of our priorities as Action SA when we govern, because we are the party that is government that is waiting. So we must fix the justice system. People who are doing this type of crime, they must definitely go to jail.
Thank you very much. That's Patricia Kopane, the provincial chairperson of Action SA in the Free State, just there giving us a brief update regarding some of the outcomes that are coming from the court just last week. But Gareth, as you can see just behind me as well, there is some sort of one vehicle, of course, from the Free State Metro Department here, which will be patrolling around the cones as well. As you try to enter from other entrances or roads as well, it is quite blocked. It seems as though only about 2 streets are functioning right now, and I believe this, of course, it's an anticipation of ensuring that security is tight here this morning ahead of the 8 accused who will be appearing before the Bloemfontein Magistrate Court this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. One of those, of course, being Thabo Bester, not going to be, as we've been hearing from Action SA with Pule Letshwiti-Jones, Thabo Bester appearing virtually in court today. Not a lot of people happy with that, but we're told it's for security reasons. My thanks to Slindelo, Masikane, also Pule Letshwiti-Jones. Cindy, we're going to have that court case once it begins a little bit later here. It's a brief appearance, we're told, as well, but it will be live from about 9 o'clock.